Hi, everybody. It is September 6th, 2024. It's about 9:23 in the morning, Central Standard Time. Got to do the legalities. Please remember I'm a psychic, clairvoyant, clairaudient, and everything is entertainment purposes only. So please do your own research, form your own opinions. The full disclaimer is down in the box. Along with the information for the tip jar and the Venmo and the buy me a coffee and the email in case you want to send me information or schedule a private reading. And yeah, YT keeps reminding me, tell people about the join button. And my last video kind of went through what all the perks are. And so it's, yeah, I've gotten a couple questions sent to me. I'll answer those towards the end of this video. Today went through the headlines, and we all know what's happened in the past 36 hours. One of them, someone already is questioning about Hunter Biden. Oh, he pled guilty. Yeah, he was told by his minders, the global idiots and Barry, that he had better take a plea deal because the evidence that would be revealed in his trials would basically blow apart the entire hidden agenda, and it would totally destroy what Barry and Mikey and the other slimozoids have in plans. And it would obviously negate any credibility that his father's administration has, and it would expose what kind of a creep, an idiot Cammy Poop is. So yeah, Hunter was basically told, take the plea deal, or you may end up a victim of Hillary's revenge. And we all know what happens to people who cross Hillary. Hilly and Billy. I mean, they kind of eradicated so many people that had the dirt on them. So Hunter can continue doing his recreational activities. He needed to take a plea deal. So all the because the prosecutors are getting fed up with all the bullshit. Now we're all waiting to see what happens on the 18th. Well, first we have to get through this debate between Donald and Cammy Poop. But I'm getting that the current judge for that mockery, that faux trial that happened in New York, is being informed quietly that if he tries to send Donald over to Rikers, he may not be on the bench very much longer. Because remember, the Trump family fortune was built on the construction business. And whether people want to realize it or not, the Italian boys clubs are all tangled up with all the construction trades. And the Trump construction business always played fair and on the up and up. Yeah, he was a hard negotiator, but he was a tough negotiator with the building trades. But the guys that run the building trades realized that at the end game, he did treat the employees extremely fairly. In fact, his construction sites, everybody wanted to work on because the employees were treated the best. And yeah, the guys that run the trades, they realize that, okay, yeah, we might want to shake down. But you know what? The guys that are working for us, their health and welfare, if we don't have them happy, our whole organization's going to fall apart. So Donald does have the respect of various families because he's tough. He's a straight shooter. And if you're tangled up with those families, they have zero tolerance for bullshit. Yeah, you let them know what's going down. And yeah, with those type of families, if they're doing something stupid and somebody calls them out for their utter stupidity, the other families back the person who's the whistleblower. So, hey, I'm not afraid of anybody. Even though somebody is calling out bullshit. But yeah, it's like, so this judge in New York, he's, he's in a situation where if he needs a plumber in his house, he might have to wait several weeks. So I don't think I think it'll be like a suspended sentence. Maybe house arrest. He has to stay at home, which he can still maintain do a lot of stuff via a studio set up in his own house. Yeah, I mean, the only reason why this judge and that district attorney did it is because they're basically on the payroll of the evil Davos dudes. And their big plan is that, yeah, they want to get both Donald and Vlad sitting in the Gray Bar Hotel so they can't disrupt their global takeover plan. But the Davos dudes are so stupid because they're being manipulated by Tehran. Yeah. But India has zero tolerance for what's going on in Tehran. And it'll get interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, right now we've got Javier in Argentina keeping an eye on what's happening in Brazil. Because, Brazil is kind of like the guinea pig country for the global crap. Take a look at what's going on down there. It's not pretty. I mean, in fact, right now there's major forest fires going through Brazil right now, knocking out natural resources. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. So, yeah, like I said, Tehran is working with the global Davos dudes, but the Davos dudes are being manipulated. I mean, take a look at what Hamas released. They literally, the prisoners, not hostages, but prisoners. I mean, there's a war going on over there. These people that were captured are prisoners of war. They forced them into making videos before their elimination. And like I said, for the past year, since October of last year, of 2023, people started asking me, what's going to happen? I said, they're only going to release people that are not of use. And those that they're holding on to, they'll come home in a body bag. And I know that's a horrible thing to say. But that's what we're seeing now. They are coming home in body bags. Okay? I mean, it's like, even now, I'm like, we saw that little troll, Greta Thunberg. She's out protesting pro-Gaza, all this and that. I mean, she's been arrested again. I mean, okay, in the EU, why hasn't somebody clamped down? The kid's been arrested That little girl's been arrested how many times? When is she going to end up in a courtroom? And if somebody's out on bail, why is she allowed to go all over the place to attend these stupid rallies? Somebody needs to put little Greta Thunberg, lock her, hey, put an ankle bracelet on her and tell her to stay home with mommy and daddy. You can't leave the house, sweetie. Shut her up. But she's a puppet. And odds are that she's getting all sorts of goodies from Tehran. But she doesn't realize that should they get more in control, she'll be auctioned off to the highest bidder. And I wonder how she will feel being the fourth wife of some old geezer. Greta, if you don't shut up, that's what you'll end up being. I'm being forced to wear a burqa. So Greta needs to straighten out her act, shut up, stop this nonsense, or she's going to be the fourth wife of some guy. He's going to treat her like his favorite goat. Okay? I mean, yeah, we've got all this crap coming out of Iran and their shit. And Iran is in collusion with the Big Red Sea. Oh, people are upset because North Korea and Russia are like hanging with the Big Red Sea. No. Russia and North Korea realize that the Big Red Sea and Tehran are locked together. Okay? And they're playing nice to the Big Red Russia and the that Kimmy idiot. Yeah, they're playing nice with the Big Red Sea because they need to know and need to keep their asses covered. Okay? But if you notice right now, the Big Red Sea's been pulling a lot of nasty shit. They're still harassing all the shipping, all the ships, in like the Indian Ocean, the South China Sea, and the Pacific. Well, you see, Mother Nature doesn't like what the Big Red Sea is doing. And right now, there's a nasty-ass hurricane/typhoon called Yagi slamming into southern China. It's like right now they're trying to evacuate nearly 500,000 people. Yeah, Mother Nature doesn't like idiots. And if you notice, a lot of nasty-ass weather has been hitting China. And weather does, nasty storms like that, do interfere with the infrastructure. So watch the weather patterns. And you're going to see some crazy-ass weather happening in countries that are trying to pull the evil shit. China's getting slammed. We've seen crazy weather hitting Dubai. Sections of Europe are getting flooded out. So because you realize that a heavy rainstorm and flooding is part of the natural way to wash away the evilness. So these bad storms and the flooding, it's part of the plan of the universe to wash away all the bad crap. So when people say, oh, we're getting flooded with this and that, I go, yeah, because what's been going on there that needs to get eradicated? We know that parts of the American Southeast are getting hit bad with storms. But something that people don't realize is that not only do we have idiots crossing the Rio Grande in like New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, and then coming up on the West Coast into California. But what they don't talk about is all the Gulf Coast. I mean, you got Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. They're dropping off scumbags nightly along the Gulf Coast to invade. So we're getting storms down there to wash away the evil, to prevent them being offloaded onto those coastal areas. And nobody's talking about it, but I do have someone I know that's down in the Florida area that they're working on the story. They are coming in on the Gulf Coast coastline. That's why it's getting hit so bad with the rain, so they can't use the tender boats off the cargo ships where these guys are coming in from. Cargo ships are being used as troop ships, and they're using tender boats. You know, the lifeboats that can hold 100 people. Yeah, they bring them up as close as possible to the shore, so the guys can literally jump off the boat, walk onto the beach. But with bad, heavy, horrible storms, they can't. So that's why the Southeast is getting hit really, really bad. Now, people are also asking about Southeast. Okay, you got Georgia. Okay, we saw, it's all over the news, about the 14-year-old kid that went batshit crazy. Take a look at that kid. For the past several years, I mean, well, the kid's like 14, so which means his body is going through all sorts of physical changes. And while he is going from child to adolescence, all those hormonal changes were happening while he was stuck in the house, thanks to the global idiots. And his only real communication was with the outside world was via a computer. What kind of subliminal messages were fed into that kid's brain? Yeah, he was being fed with all this wonky woke bull crap. And it's like he was basically programmed, brainwashed by the woke idiots. And that's what caused this incident to happen. Yeah, the parents were busy trying to keep their heads above water. But it was all the crap being fed into this kid's head by the school system that caused the issue. It's not the parents. It's the education system and these idiots, these woke idiots that go batshit crazy. And he's probably being educated by the people between 30 and 45 years old. And we look at some really influential people in that age bracket, how wackadoodled they are. It's going to come out that the kid was programmed, brainwashed, and he does need someone who does know what they're doing, who can deprogram him, and then all the information is going to come out. Okay? Because one wackadoodle that we know who's walking around with Stockholm, in my opinion, and what I'm getting is Stockholm Syndrome, is Henry Mountbatten Windsor. Yeah, Henry is, yeah, they're coming out with more and more bullshit about, oh, they're taking away this, they're taking away that. He's doing this, he's doing that. I have a feel, I'm getting that, yeah, he's been given information. Hold on, somebody's banging at my door. Okay, back. My neighbor needed solid quarters. Where was I? Harry, yes. I've gotten information via various sources, including the universe, that, yeah, he's been bouncing back and forth from California to the UK. Yeah, officially his residence is California, which means if he's a resident of California, he's not a resident of the UK, so he can't be doing royal duties. He's not a working royal. So yes, part of the list of requirements to be a counselor estate is that you must be a resident of the UK and a working royal, which is something he's not. So of course he's bumped off the list of counselors of state. People are going, oh, when is Charles going to abdicate? I go, he can't. Look at Lady C's video from yesterday, and she explains the rules. If you're not coronated, if you haven't gone through your coronation, you can abdicate. But when you go through your coronation, you take an oath of office. So he can't, Charles cannot abdicate. But what is going to happen? Right now, they've got the counselors of state who can pick up and be boots on the ground while Charles is dealing with his illness. And if you look at the past 5 years of QE2's life, you'll notice that slowly more and more responsibilities and activities were taken over by Charles and Camilla and Andrew and Anne and Edward and Sophie and William and Catherine. More and more stuff was dumped into Charles's lap. It was a soft regency. And he was basically doing everything until his mother, he was all except the major stuff where she did the final okay on. Charles was the one going through the boxes with his mother, taking the load off his mom. Now with Charles being ill, William, you'll notice, is you don't see him out as much, and they're saying, oh yeah, it's because he's there with the kids and Catherine. But Charles knows he's got limited time left because of his illness. So he's basically having to give William a crash course where Charles had how many years? 40 plus years to be trained, taught the duties of a monarch. Charles has basically less than 10 years to do that for William. So we're not seeing William out and about as much because he's in the offices with his dad. And his dad is guiding him through, hey, let's go through the boxes. So, like I've been saying, it's a soft regency. It's kind of a hidden regency right now, but more and more, you're going to see William and his uncles and his aunt taking over more and more responsibility. More and more boots on the ground. Until, in a while, I'm getting about in 18 to 24 more months, it will be announced that there is a regency. So that's what, as soon as Catherine gets the all clear signal, then it's going to be, you're going to see more and more obvious signs of a regency. And after Catherine's been cancer-free for 1 year, for a full 12 months, or they might stretch it to 18, then it will be announced that there is a regency. They're waiting to get the info on Catherine. Now, another thing that has been brought to my attention by others. Now, we all know about, some of you have been defending me because of somebody stupid. Yeah, 42-year-old that's living in, what, at home with mommy and her brothers? She doesn't live out on her own. She lives with mommy and her brothers in one of their properties. Yeah, she's been trash talking, and I know that she's probably watching this video right now, so she can take audio clips and then make her little, go onto her PS4, PlayStation 4, play her stupid video game, and trash talk me. Well, she's 42. Unfortunately, I guess harassing me is her goal in life. I pity her. I really do. Doesn't she have anything else better to do? Yeah, it's like people are like, oh, they went after you because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay, I talked to somebody and they said, okay, initially, I guess something happened on Discord or one of the other goofy channels where there's a couple women who are moderators for a lot of people. And I guess one of the moderators booted somebody off Discord. I'm going back 2-3 years, I guess. And they got pissy about that. So now they're like, anyone who is using one of these women as their moderator is their new victim target. I'm like, and the fact that Little Miss Gamer Girl, she also she gets really pissy at anybody who makes comments about, I guess, her possible idol, Meghan Markle. So because we talk about the British royal family, well, you know what, folks? Hey, put it in the comments. I can stop talking about the British royals. No problem with me doing that. But she's like, she goes off the tangent and she talks about her boyfriend. I'm like, I got someone tossed out this suggestion. Maybe her boyfriend is part of the organization of Chris Boozy and the Bot Farms. Yeah, who's, and we never see her face now because you know what? I think somebody else is watching this, taking notes, doing the editing, and they hand her a script. And that's why she doesn't show her face and she won't come on anybody's videos because she's reading a script. Somebody else is her puppet master. Could it be somebody affiliated with the bot farm? But then she cohabitates in a house with other family members, so yeah, she pokes fun at me because of my living situation, but she knows nothing of the background. She wishes she could, but she doesn't. But she does she even work? I mean, she hasn't even met the 500 subscriber, and I wonder if she even has the hours. Because you notice she doesn't have the super stickers or the super chats or anything, or a thanks button. She hasn't achieved that on YouTube. So at least I've made those milestones, and now I'm like, okay, getting bothered. Hey, remind people about the join button. So I've reached the lower levels of monetization. But she hasn't. Or she won't, because maybe she has to hide. So all I can say is I feel sorry for her because she's got to get a life outside of playing games. I have a life. That's why it's like, yeah, I kind of rescheduled my videos, and some days, yeah, it's a direct upload. Because I've got other things going on, other things happening. And somebody else doesn't. She has to wait around all day for my video to go up so she can be handed a script and trash talk me. I feel sorry for her. It's time for her to turn off the computers and go out and get a life. If she's capable of that. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I think most of you know who I'm talking about. And she's like, oh, my time, she bitches, oh, Glinda can't keep her story straight. I go, no, she's the one who can't keep her story straight. Go check out, I'll put it in the link in the comments. Someone wonderful put together a video on how she double talks herself. And how in one when she did come on live and show her face a year ago, how she couldn't even keep her story straight for not even 60 minutes. You ask me about stuff, you're going to hear the same thing over and over and over again. And when you have parents who are split apart, yeah, you have two homes. And you basically are living in two different places at the same time. So yeah, my dad was based in Europe, Saudi Arabia. So yeah, on the weekends I'd live with my dad. So I can honestly say I was living with my dad overseas, and during the weekdays, here in the States with my mom. And so school holidays, I'm living with my dad. So yeah, I was living overseas, and I also had a house and a bedroom here in the United States. So yeah, I was a human ping pong ball. So I got to do and see a lot of cool shit that poor little gamer girl, I guess from what I've been told, her only places of residence have only been in the state of Maryland. So I think it's pretty much jealousy, because I've had some really cool stuff happen in my life. And yes, I can honestly say I was in London that July day in 1981. And I did hear those church bells of St. Paul's ring out. So I've got to do stuff that only a handful of people worldwide were able to do and see. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I wore a mauve pink dress with gray accessories. Somewhere is there's a photo. Don't know where it is though. Hey, shit's happened. Things get lost. But you know what, folks? It's Friday afternoon now, and I want to say Shabbat Shalom. Everyone have a good Shabbos. On Sunday, yes, Sunday the 8th, is the next live broadcast. So I'm inviting everybody who's available. You're more than welcome to jump in. It's at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Euro time. And so everyone is welcome to join in on Sunday morning's chat. And let's see if Gamer Girl decides to show her face. Or is she just going to continue to put snarky words in the comment stream? Let's see if she dares to show her face. Or if she doesn't, we know she's reading off a script. She can't go anywhere without somebody telling her what to do. Yeah. So Gamer Girl, prove that you're doing this on your own. Show your face. Otherwise, we know that somebody is feeding you what to say. Everyone, have a good Shabbos. See you on Sunday.